not just in Iran. Is Israel losing the war on a new war front as United States hints at reducing support? A near-simultaneous attack by the Houthis and Hezbollah has raised fresh questions about whether the IDF was caught off guard. The Houthis launched another attack while Hezbollah also kept up cross-border pressure with rockets and drones from Lebanon. After Hezbollah shot down an Israeli drone over southern Lebanon, is there any risk of an intelligence leak?
The U.S. will be gone or done with the war?
I think with 2 or 3 weeks.
Not 3 weeks. If it is,
we'll leave. Because
Israel early on April 1st witnessed fresh missile and drone attacks linked to Lebanon and Yemen, as new cross-border fire hit during the wider Iran war. Iran-backed groups Hezbollah and the Houthis were reported to have launched fresh salvos, expanding pressure on Israel from multiple fronts at once. The Times of Israel reported the new attacks and said sirens were heard in various towns and cities, including border communities in the north and areas in the south targeted from Yemen. The IDF claimed it intercepted a ballistic missile fired from Yemen by the Houthis, according to reports on the latest escalation against southern Israel. The missile was aimed at southern Israel, an area that has come under repeated attack since the Houthis entered the Iran war last week. No injuries were reported, but sirens were activated in Beersheba and across southern Israel as the missile threat triggered fresh alerts. The Yemeni Houthis have now fired several missiles at Israel after joining the Iran war, opening another active front in the regional conflict. Sirens were also heard in the northern Israeli cities of Safed and Kiryat Shmona, along with nearby border areas, as Hezbollah launched new attacks from Lebanon. The Times of Israel said the fresh warning alerts came after Hezbollah fired rockets and drones toward Israel in the latest round of cross-border strikes. Just before the northern attack, the IDF had suffered a strategic setback in Lebanon after one of its military drones was brought down. An Israeli drone was shot down by Hezbollah over South Lebanon, according to a report that cited the IDF on the incident. The drone was reportedly supporting ground troops before it was hit by a surface-to-air missile, showing Hezbollah's continued ability to challenge Israeli air operations. The IDF said there was no risk of an information leak despite losing the drone in Lebanon. The Israeli military has also launched a further investigation into the drone's downing, according to the same reporting. Meanwhile, Donald Trump suggested on March 31st that the war against Iran could be nearing an end if current pressure succeeds in forcing a deal. Trump also said there was no reason for the United States to secure the Strait of Hormuz itself, even though Iran has effectively blocked the waterway during the war. His remarks came a day after Benjamin Netanyahu said only about half of the war's objectives had been achieved so far.
A couple of questions for you on Iran, but first one that affects Americans here at home, gas prices. Today they hit $4.
We have $4, yeah, and we have a country that's not going to be throwing a nuclear weapon at us in 6 months. Of course,
but Americans are feeling the effects in the interim of this
and they're also feeling a lot safer.
What is the plan to bring them back down?
All I have to do is leave Iran, and we'll be doing that very soon, and they'll become tumbling down. And stock prices were up today almost to a record because they know 2 things. Number one, we have a safe country. We had to take a little detour because we had a madman named Khomeini who sadly is no longer with us. And we had regime change already. We've knocked out one regime, then we knocked out the second regime. Now we have a group of people that are very different. They're much more reasonable, I think much less radicalized. We have had regime change. We're dealing with people that are much more rational, and it's amazing what we've done. We had to make a little detour. So when the stock market broke all records just a few weeks ago, when it hit 50,000 on the Dow, 7,000 on the S&P, I said to the American people, it's time that we have to make a little detour because we have a madman that wants a nuclear weapon. And if we didn't knock him out with a B-2 bomber, we would have a nuclear weapon right now. It would have been used before today. And you may not be standing there asking that question, okay? So I think we have a country that understands that. I see CNN did a poll and they talked about voters or MAGA voters, and my poll came out at 100%. Nobody covers that poll. They had another poll where it's at 92% approval. I think that the people understand it. will be leaving very soon. And if France or some other country wants to get oil or gas, they'll go up through the Strait and Hormuz Strait. They'll go right up there and they'll be able to fend for themselves. I think it'll be very safe, actually, but we have nothing to do with that. What happens to the Strait, we're not going to have anything to do with, because these countries, China will go up and they'll fuel up their beautiful ships and they'll leave and they'll take care of themselves. There's no reason for us to do it. We hit them hard. We got rid of a lot of the radicalized lunatics along the Strait. But if they want something, but I would say that within 2 weeks, maybe 3, we're hitting them very hard. Last night we knocked out tremendous amounts of missile-making facilities. We, as you probably read or wrote,
Will be gone.
we
within
knocked
2 or 3
out.
Weeks, is that what you mean?
Excuse me.
Pardon interrupting. The U.S. will be gone or done with the war?
I think with 2 or 3 weeks.
Not 3 weeks. If it is,
We'll
3
leave
weeks,
because
then it would
there's
be
no
past
reason
the
for us to
460
do this.
deadline.
Look, problem with the Strait, a guy can take a mine, drop it in the water, and say, "Oh, it's unsafe." It's not like you're taking out an army or you're taking out a country, or they can drop it, or you can take a machine gun from the shore and shoot a few bullets at a ship, or maybe an over-the-shoulder missile, small missiles. That's not for us. That'll be for France. That'll be for whoever's using the Strait. But I think when we leave, probably that's all cleared up. Today I heard tremendous numbers of ships were sailing through. We're negotiating with them right now. They've been, again, we have had regime change. Now, regime change was not one of the things I had as a goal. I had one goal. They will have no nuclear weapon. And that goal has been attained. They will not have nuclear weapons. But we're finishing the job. And I think within maybe 2 weeks, maybe a couple of days longer to do the job. But we want to knock out every single thing they have. Now, it's possible that we'll make a deal before that, because we'll hit bridges, and we've hit some. We'll hit some bridges, got a couple of nice bridges in mind. But if they come to the table, that'll be good. But it doesn't matter whether they come or not. We've set them back. It'll take 15 to 20 years for them to rebuild what we've done to them. They have no Navy. They have no military. They have no Air Force. They have no telecommunications. They have no anti-aircraft systems. They have no leaders. Their leaders are all gone. That's why we have regime change. We have nice new leaders.